Okay guys, I finished up the last project. Got you right now eyeballed, didn't I? Wake up. That's gonna water a little bit. Anyway, I finished up the last project. Those were the wastebasket cabinets. Um, they turned out pretty good. This is the dark one. There was 4 total. 2 lighter, and then 1 was out of barnwood. Yeah, got a door. Wastebasket goes in here. Pretty simple stuff. Really beautiful color here. So it turned out all right. But now we got something a little more interesting. Let me show you. Take a look here. This is a bison skull. Somebody that knows something said 10 to 20,000 years old. The guy brought it in and wants me to make some kind of display out of it. It's up to me. I thought maybe from this point down, we'll make the rest of the skull with wood. And that should look pretty good, and then we'll maybe back it up with a plaque thing or something. My thinking is I want to make it in 2 pieces. Can you see what this thing's supposed to kind of look like? I'm about, what am I here? About right here is what we got. I thought maybe we'd make it in 2 pieces and just use layers of wood building it down. That way it's nice and thin along the nostrils and that kind of stuff. So I think I'm going to use poplar, and I've got some over there I think that I can use, and we'll just laminate it down and carve it out and see what happens. Okay, over here at the wood rack, I have some poplar that I milled down for the railing edge thingy-majiggy around a shuffleboard table that I was steaming these and making a pretty sharp bend, and I think that's just what we're looking for. Let's take that back. Okay, my thinking is, ooh, that'll look good. Let's get some pieces glued up, and I think we'll build this in 2 halves so we can get at it. Whatever we do to one side, obviously we'll do to the other. I'm thinking about gluing those together like that. And then we can kind of look down on it and carve this out a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. I think this is going to be just fine. Let's go ahead and glue this up, get her clamped. Yeah, looking good here. Let's mark these out a little bit. We'll take them over and cut them on the bandsaw and see what we got. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Now I want to get these a little better on. I don't want any of these glue burrs or anything like that, because when we start stacking stuff, it might leave a gap. Yeah, so let's go over the drum sander and just make these a little bit better. Okay, over here at the drum sander, this is a pretty good size unit. And listen, you guys, if you don't have a drum sander, it doesn't matter. Just use your belt sander, use your palm sander. You know, it's all good. Just work with what you got. Now I'm going to run this stuff on top of this 1x material just so I don't have to crank this thing down so dang far. And I'm not even sure if it'd do that thin of stuff. It might have some problems. I'll just lay them on here and let's run them. Here we are. Oh boy, them turned out nice, smooth. We can glue on them, it'll work pretty good. And let's see here, does it really matter? Okay, put these in the center. Yeah, that's, of course it's too big, but yeah, it's kind of on the right order, isn't it? Now remember, we're going to laminate up here and here. There'll be some on the bottom too. This will be the roof of the mouth. What I don't have is a bunch of this stuff, good width and stuff to use. I'm kind of running low. Let's go over the table saw, make up plenty of stock, and we'll just probably do some gluing up after that. All right, we're gonna rip these boards. I got a little everything here. Here's some knotty pine, little oak, poplar. I just picked up scraps around the shop. We're gonna rip these on edge, and I'll have to rip, flip them over, and rip them again. I got this thing set at a little over 2.25. Yeah, and I got these boards ripped at 4.5, so it's going to get the job done. I'll shut you guys' ears off and let's try some. Okay, you guys, it's about time for a break. So, that means projects from the past. Let's go. Okay, here's a shuffleboard table I built not so long ago. Let me go to the other end, the lighting's better. 3 legs on each side, quite a bit of walnut on the side, decoration, blah blah. Pretty sharp curve here. Here on the rail, I've got oak in the middle. I got walnut, 4 or 5 ply oak, and I got walnut on the outside there. Numbers are all inlaid. The bed is, I think, around 3 inches thick. It's just oak up on edge. I don't know, there must be close to 20 of them across there. Kind of like a bowling alley. So yeah, we like to get together. And the only thing I really should have done was probably put some cup holders on it, but oh well. Back to the shop, let's get to work. Okay, back in the shop. Something about that shuffleboard. The table's in two pieces. That went down in my basement just fine. But the bed itself, pretty heavy. That's one solid chunk of wood. So my son Matt, two of his guys, and Tucker, who's a lot of horsepower, and his son grabbed that thing. And what they had to do is go up 3 steps over the stairway railing, open the back door of the house, and they could poke part of that bed outside. And they can't go too far because that would hit a dining room wall. That ain't gonna work out. There's a sharp turn outside my outside door. Anyway, they drop it down over the railing, then put the nose of it down the steps, and then they had to make a U-turn with it. But here was the problem. I had to go up those 3 steps before them, and I got there, and I opened the storm door, and they went through and did their thing. Well then, from there I had to circle around the end of the door, grab that knob, and close it. Now it gets a little more complicated than that. That was the storm door. And I had to close the interior door. So I grabbed the knob and swung that shut. So you can see things aren't that simple for me at this age. Anyway, back to work. Let's get going. All right, got through all that. At least now we got some inventory. That took a while, so I cut you off. All right, I've been kind of messing around with this. I think I got it figured out what I like to do. I tried to mix in poplar, oak, pine, whatever. Just kind of blend it all up. And I'm going to lay them on that. So now we're going to have to glue all that up. Yeah, I used a few clamps on this project. I went ahead and clamped up a couple of pieces for the jawbone, and they're pretty green yet, so I'll get them off the side, and I'll take the clamps off the nostril ones, and let's see what we're going to do from there. I'm not too sure. Okay, I tried to mock this up kind of like we're looking at doing. And remember, I don't want these things tight against here. I don't want people to think we're trying to really make a skull, but I've been dinking around here. I think we're going to have to come in about so far and cup it out. I kind of laid here. Look at the nose. Ain't that something? I was kind of laying it there, picturing that. This thing will be kind of like that. So, I think we just kind of cup that out, get a start and get a feel for it. Do the same to the other side. If one's wrong, the other's going to be wrong. And I got this delicate little tool here. I'll take this over to the vise and clamp her in, and then let's whack away at it and see what happens. What the heck. All right, we're gonna hog that out, and this thing will eat it up. It's a flapper wheel. Probably ain't what it called. Don't go ask the store man what you need to have, yeah, 'cause he ain't gonna know what you're talking about. But this thing will flat eat some wood. Here we go. I'll get it close and then we'll take a look. Okay, I'll leave gaps, something like that. Now you see how all them layers are going to show up. The more we do, the more, of course, they're going to show up. And I've been snooping around my phone, like I said. I think, let's see, we got to see where we're going to end up. That thing's still the same size. About right in there. All right. All right, I guess that's kind of what we're looking at. I kind of starting to see what we got. I think this nose piece, I don't know what you guys think. I'm thinking this grain probably should have laid this way. I'm not sure if this is going to look right. Let's see, this comes out about like that, actually. Now let's work on this. Let's carve away on this. And maybe even make this close to what it's supposed to look like and make a decision from there. So I'm going to start whacking away with this thing. We'll hog out a bunch that we can figure out. Go from there. Okay, you guys, I just didn't like the looks of that other nose. This thing, it doesn't do nothing for me. I think it needs to be something a little flatter here, a little wider, but the grain is going parallel with the other stuff. So let's just kind of play around, see if we can make this look like something. Okay, I'm going to try to get up on top of this workbench, give you a view looking down. I get around about like a three-legged mountain goat. Oh boy. There we go. Kind of got the idea. I think I'm going to glue that top piece on, let her set a while. Okay, I made a hole on each side, obviously. I went with a bigger hole to start with and then went smaller down in there. I want a little room to wiggle this stuff around. And then I can just glue in wherever it wants to set. Okay guys, got her sitting on the dowels, kind of mocking it up. I'm going to have to do a little bit of gluing and stuffing some wood on the sides, but we're getting real close. So I'm going to do that and I'll get back with you and we'll put some lacquer on it and figure out how we're going to hang it. Okay guys, I got to looking at this. The dowels, as you could see in there from the side, just didn't look right. So I'm filling this in and I'll do the other side and then maybe we can do a little carving and sanding. Okay, I got the sanding pretty well done. Getting ready to put some lacquer on. Now right on the can here, this is catalyzed lacquer. It says, first of all, this stuff does expire. Yeah, they give you 6 months on it, and then it's, I don't know, supposed to be no good, I guess. This one's 10/16/20, and, well, we're a little past that. Also, don't let it freeze, and don't brush it on, you have to spray it. So, as soon as this thaws out a little bit, we'll brush it on. Sounds like a plan. Okay, there it is. Lacquer's dry. Turned out pretty good. You know, Jeff Dunham's got jalapeno on the stick. Well, we got bison on the stick. I'll pull that off of there in a little bit. We're going to take this out. It goes to the Lazy Horse Winery in Ohio and Nebraska. I put their building up, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. And I've done other projects out there, of course. Now the son and his guys are doing it, but I'm sure they got a wall to hang this thing on. And we'll get on to the next project. Yeah, you know, if you guys want to go to the winery, maybe that's possible. We'll see. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. You know the routine. I'm trying to get this channel going, so that'll help a great deal. All right, on to the next thing.